What is up, you guys? Dr. James Stirrett here, coming at you live from my broadcasting studio, which is just a fancy closet. I am super stoked to be with you and to be chatting today about something that's near and dear to my heart. I feel wholeheartedly like this is something that needs to be shared. We are going to be talking about health, wealth, and mindset. Mindset and the power of affirmation, what we're telling ourselves, and how that affects health and wealth. I've got two major things to share with you today. So this isn't going to be an incredibly long video, but I think it's going to be a heavy-hitting, impactful one for men out there specifically that feel like they're struggling. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're stuck in a job, maybe even it's in a high-paying job, but there's a lot of stress going on. It's impacting your life, and you feel held prisoner. Maybe if you're an entrepreneur, like you haven't quite made it yet, and this is just going to be some encouragement in that mindset, affirmation department, but also how the health of your body can impact your finances directly. But before we jump into it, I want to share a little bit about my own personal journey when it comes to health, wealth, and mindset to set some context for my main points of what I want to be sharing with you today. So just to kind of take it back a little bit, I've been a doctor for nearly a decade, but I've only been in practice for about 3 years. So the long end of it is if you're thinking about going into business for yourself, it is the most challenging but the most rewarding thing that you can possibly do. But it is a lot more work than just having a standard 9-to-5 job. Because at the end of the day, the 9-to-5 job, you can just kind of wash your hands of it and walk away. You know, you don't really, you might care about the business, but you don't truly care as much as that business owner. Like, you don't hold the stress of watching the money come in and the money come out and paying off credit cards and all the crazy stuff you have to worry about as a business owner. So I've been in business for 3 years and I've learned a lot of lessons, but the power of mindset and affirmation has definitely been one of the hardest lessons that I have had to learn when it comes to success. Starting a medical practice is slow. You know, you acquire patient by patient by patient. You encounter a lot of rejection. We're a cash-based practice, so a lot of people come in and they're really excited and they say, "Hey, can you take my insurance?" And we're like, "No, sorry." And then they walk out the door, never to be seen again. And but we slowly acquire clientele, and it builds and builds and builds over time. But there was a point about 2 years in where we tried to grow rapidly, and we hired a lot of doctors. I think the most amount of doctors that were working for us were eight individuals at once. We were spending a ton of money on Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising to acquire new clients for these doctors. And we were scaling and scaling and scaling, and there was more and more revenue pouring in, although the costs were quite high to acquire the clients and to serve the clients. We'd have to pay the doctors. But we were starting to grow. We're growing, and I was super excited, very ambitious. And there were some bad things that happened all at once, and it really hurt my mindset. It really hurt my mindset, and I'll share exactly what happened. So for starters, Facebook and Instagram ads stopped working for us, and we had all these doctors working for us, like 8 people. I needed like 17 new clients a month for each person to keep them busy enough to retain them. Not to mention, we had an in-person nurse practitioner who cost me nearly $100 an hour to administer IV therapy. So I needed clients for her as well. So there's a lot of overhead. I got a lot of expectations, and there is a lot of responsibility to give these providers new clients. So I'm working my butt off as a marketer trying to figure this out. And the leads stopped coming in, and they started tapering down slowly. Then all of a sudden, one day, I remember the day, the leads just stopped. And we tried to revamp our marketing. I tried to take some courses and figure out how we could attract more people. On top of this, I tried hiring 3 separate marketing companies, each of which was very expensive. I got burned by each and every one of them. Made a lot of promises, and they were unable to deliver. I think out of the 3 agencies that we hired, I only got 1 new client out of the 3. And so this really just devastated me because I really wanted to provide for these doctors. I really wanted to provide them clients and provide value for them, provide value to the patients, and have a larger impact. And boom, I'm just getting hit. I had to start letting doctors go one by one. Couldn't serve them. It was a bummer. I've had to let receptionists go, had to let staff members go. Had to let shut the IV clinic portion of our clinic down. And so this is all going on. Now, at the same time, right at the beginning of all this, you may remember there was a crypto crash. And I had the bright idea right before the crypto crash, as things were building up, I had convinced my wife to invest a substantial amount of money in cryptocurrencies and crypto projects, DeFi projects. You may or may not be aware of these, but a lot of them are Ponzi schemes, which I now understand in painful detail. Where there was all this promise of making money, all of a sudden, all of that money was essentially gone. And at the same time, we had acquired a massive amount of credit card debt trying to sustain these physicians within our practice. The point I'm trying to make here is that I noticed for that year that all this stuff happened at once. It really hurt my mindset. So like I just started looking at things in a negative light, like, oh man, I'm just losing money. I'm losing money everywhere I go. Like no matter, everything I touch is crumbling. Everything I touch is crumbling. And it's like every time you repeat these things to yourself, they take hold. It's poison. These thoughts are literally poisonous to you. So you have to be careful of what you're putting in. And I noticed that like when I spoke to other people, what I was manifesting, and we use the word manifest. It's like I think like a lot of people say it's kind of woo-woo. Like it's manifesting from me because that's what I'm putting into myself. What I'm telling myself is negative. And so when I'm talking to other people about my business, I notice I'm like saying, oh yeah, like people are like, oh, are things going well? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's going well, but, and there's always a but. And I'm like, why did I just tell that person that? Why? Like, what am I doing? Why am I complaining right now? Why am I being negative? And because negativity sparks more negativity. And I noticed it's taken me just under a year here to catch on to this and to try to turn this around. And my wife and I are really doing a great job at trying to keep negativity out of the house and stop talking about our business in negative light. It has been a change because we fell into this downward spiral. And so that's number one, is that what you tell yourself absolutely makes a difference. If you whisper to yourself, I'm a loser, I'm a loser, I'm a loser, your subconscious mind is listening. I took this this course when I was a little kid. It's called The Power of Affirmation by Lou Tice. I remember it like the back of my hand. It was a 3-day weekend-long seminar where we talked about the power of the subconscious mind. Your subconscious is constantly listening to what you're telling yourself and other people are telling it. So if you say to yourself, I'm a loser, I'm a loser, I lose money, I lose money, I lose money, I lose money, I'm not good at business, then that is absolutely what you are going to, you're feeding yourself, and that's what's going to come back out. So there's nothing woo-woo there. Like I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian man. And this whole thing of manifest, like people get really offended when we talk about manifesting. Like you are literally manifesting what you were feeding yourself. There's nothing unchristian about it. Like you are just reaping what you're sowing at the end of the day. So this is really powerful, and we need to be able to harness this and meditate on the things that are positive about ourselves and positive within our life. And so we can go ahead and see that come to life. So we put the miracle grow on our subconscious when it comes to, hey, wealth, abundance. I'm strong. I am faithful. I am motivated. I am good in business. I am a good husband. Whatever it is for you, like make a list of your top 4 things that resonate with you and your soul and your heart. And those are the things that you should be telling yourself. Those are the things that you should be praying and meditating about in a positive light, because that is exactly what you're going to see come back out of you. So the second thing here I want to talk about is that your health matters when it comes to wealth and abundance. How many people have you met that make a lot of money, but they're super unhealthy? Think about it. I'm thinking of somebody in my mind right now. This is a person that has all the money. They couldn't spend it all if they tried. You know, they could buy an island, right? They could buy a jet, but they're not very healthy. Like, you can't enjoy it. Like, you can't go and do all the things that you'd want to do with that money because you were literally not in a physical or emotional place to enjoy it. I think, hey, how much more powerful is it if you're the guy with the money, but you're also the guy with the health? And I've received some coaching from a guy named Bedros Killian. He's super awesome. One of his mottos is get jacked and make money, because the two are synergistic with one another. When you wake up early and you go and hit the gym, you get pumped for the day, and you go into your job or go into your entrepreneurial adventure for the day, you are going to be way more pumped up and way more, like, your hormones are going to be in alignment. Everything's going to be in balance. You're going to want to eat healthier because you just worked out. Like, your health will impact everything else you touch that day, right? Because you made that healthy choice. I mean, again, I've seen it in my own life. Like, in that last year, I got to a point where I was seeing myself, I'm not even practicing what I'm preaching anymore. You know, I'm working too much. Sound familiar? Working too much. Not working out enough. So I'm letting that slip. I'm skipping lunch because I'm working through lunch, seeing clients. Again, what do I keep telling my clients every single day? Eat lunch, eat regular meals. Don't skip. It's terrible for your metabolism. What am I doing for myself? I was skipping meals. Awful. Had to cut that out. Start practicing what I'm preaching. That's the most important thing in the world for me. Because if I'm not in alignment with what I'm telling other people, then what good is it? Since the beginning of the year, when my son was born early, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to work harder. I made a commitment to myself that I was going to get up earlier, work out, eat healthy, have my protein shake, have enough protein through the day, eat lunch, come home, make a healthy dinner, and do this regularly. Yeah, are there cheat meals? Yeah, of course. I'm going to have pizza night, and I'm a lactose intolerant dude. But the point is that health is created, and you need that 80-20. So if you can hit it hard 80% of the time, you're going to be powerful. And I've seen it. I've seen it in my business. Our practice is flourishing. We're getting tons of new patients. It's just me and one other doctor right now as providers. And we also have a health coach on board. And we're slowly rebuilding what was lost. But we're healthier this time. We are stronger this time. We have better systems this time. And I look at what happened as it happened for a reason, because it taught me a valuable lesson. Taught me a valuable lesson in mindset. Taught me a valuable lesson in affirmation of what the things that I need to tell myself. Stopping negativity. And it taught me that I need to pour into myself. What I know is important for me every single day is working out, eating healthy, praying, getting myself mentally, physically right so I can help people to the best of my ability. And that is what I got for you guys today. If you enjoyed this information, if you like this show, go ahead, like, subscribe for more content. Make sure to hit the notification bell so it'll actually let you know when we release something new. And that will be on Tuesdays going forward. So take care, you guys. Until next time.